So at some point in your filmmaking career, you're going to need to live stream an event, use some sort of director's monitor, or at the very least, transmit an HD signal from one input source to an output source, meaning that you are going to be in need of an HDMI wireless transmitter and receiver set. And I think I have the perfect one for you to get started with, and that is the Shimbol TP Max set. Now, if you thought that this set looks familiar, you will be right, because I actually already did a video on the little brother to this set, the TP Mini, where I went over the pros and cons, the use cases, and how I use that type of transmitter and receiver in my workflow. So Shimbol actually reached back out to me. They liked my review on the TP Mini, and they said, hey, we want to send you the upgraded TP Max, and we want you to just use it and then report back to your audience what you found useful about it and how you use it in your workflow. So in today's video, I'm actually going to show you the benefits of a system like this, how it compares to the TP Mini that I already reviewed, and I'm going to go through how I would use something like the TP Max in my workflow. So if you're familiar with the first set, which is the TP Mini, and you also saw my video that I did on it, you know that I found it to be a very valuable piece of filmmaking gear. One of my biggest gripes with it was the cartoonish look of it, and how I just felt like, you know, the red and black with that dragon sticker on it, you know, from an aesthetic point of view, it just wasn't it. It wasn't looking too good. It was kind of just cartoony. But Shimbol actually came out swinging this time just by keeping things basic with the black design on the TP Max. And I like how they, you know, gave you an option to, you know, either put the sticker on and leave the sticker off. But looks aside, like I said in my TP Mini video, I really found it to be a very budget useful tool. And what Shimbol did with the TP Max was pretty much enhance what they already built on with the TP Mini. Now, other than the TP Mini being black and red and the TP Max being black on black, they really look the same on the outside. On one side, you have the on-off button, the play button, which you would press to connect your receiver to your transmitter, and the stop button if you want to stop the connection. On the transmitter outside, you have an HDMI in and an HDMI out, as well as a USB-C 5-volt port. Now on the receiver of each set, you have two HDMI outs as well as that USB-C port. Now on the back of each system, you have a space for a Sony MPF battery. As you can see, I'm using a 900 on one, 700 on the other. You can go as small as a 550 if you want to keep it real discreet. Use a 900 if you want the most power possible to last longer. And lastly, there is a 1/4-inch hole at the bottom for mounting this thing anywhere you want. So the biggest upgrade that Shimbol put into the TP Max, which makes it reign supreme over the TP Mini, is that the TP Mini only had a 600 feet range, whereas the TP Max has an 1,000 feet range. So this is going to give you more distance that you can have your transmitter from your receiver. So, you know, people who are using these type of things to live stream like church events, or, you know, church in general, or like concerts, or anything where, you know, 1,000 feet and below, you know, they added that range from 601 feet to 999 feet. So the added range with this thing really makes it a steal at the price, which is $120 US. Now that is actually a $30 increase from the TP Mini, which was priced at $90. And I think for $30 extra to get that added range, especially if you need that range, that still puts the TP Max, especially as far as value is concerned, in like the ballpark range for one of the top wireless, you know, budget wireless transmitter and receiver sets on the market. So I personally put the TP Max through its paces two different ways. Now, the first thing I did was I was hired to live stream a wedding where I had a 2-camera setup, and on one of my cameras, I had the TP Max on my camera. I had the receiver hooked up to my ATEM Mini. So that gave me the versatility to, you know, place my camera anywhere I wanted in the room. It was kind of like a small room that I was in, during the ceremony, I had my camera to the right side and I was able to kind of get an angle. It was at one point that the pastor was praying over the couple, and had I not had the TP Mini, I would have literally have had a cord that would have had to stretch all the way alongside, which I have a 25-foot HDMI cord, but then you're creating a tripping hazard. You might have a situation where, you know, someone might trip over the cord or even nudge the cord. Next thing you know, your whole camera and your tripod's going down. So like I said, wireless transmission systems just give you that added versatility, that added benefit to place your camera in different places that you couldn't do if you had to plug it up with a cord. Now, the second way I actually tested out the TP Max was I brought my camera to the gym and I had it on a tripod again, and I actually rigged up the TP Max on a monitor handle with a monitor, and I kind of was just monitoring myself on a bench press. I think I did like one set, but just kind of monitoring it, seeing how it would look, testing out the latency and things of that nature. Now, if you're like a content creator who does fitness, I actually started with fitness, and I used to bring my camera to the gym a lot and record myself. And I would hate when I used to like go down and do a set and I go back to review the footage and I see that, dang, like my camera wasn't even positioned correctly. I gotta change it and do it again. And even with a flip out screen, if you're so far away from your camera that you can't monitor things correctly, it makes it kind of frustrating to kind of have to redo it. Then you got to worry about being in people's way because you're, you know, in the gym with your camera. It's a lot. So with the TP Max affixed to that, you know, kind of like monitor rig setup that I had, I was able to, you know, see what I was doing, see that I was in the frame correctly, and it made for, you know, a one hitter quitter shot where I knew that I was good, I was in focus, and everything was right. So yeah, like I said, two things that Shimbol did to improve on the TP Mini was change that goofy aesthetic, and they gave us an all black, nice looking product, and they actually increased the range, giving you more usability. As far as the other features, they are exactly the same. Both units have a 0.07 second latency, which I'm gonna test here in a minute. Both units have a 1080p at 60 frames a second output. And like I said, as far as powering this thing, both units can use a Sony NPF battery as well as being powered USB-C, which these do come with their own USB-C cable. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my little mini TV up behind me, and I'm gonna actually plug up the TP Max as well as my TP Mini. They say that they have the same specs. We're gonna test out this latency and then close this video out. Okay, so I chose to use my phone to do the behind the scenes because you can see everything just more clear. Like I said, TP Max right here, I have that hooked up to my FX3, TP Mini right there with the goofy design on my A7 IV right there. And when we come over here to the desk, we have the A10 Mini along with the receivers to both the TP Max on the left, TP Mini on the right. Just look at that difference. There is no comparison. That looks goofy, but it still works great. Have those hooked up. So the TP Max is hooked up to input number 1, TP Mini hooked up to input number 2, and here is our screen right here. You can see the back of my head with my little lump in the back. But anyway, so like I said, right here, TP Max, TP Mini, they really look the same. You could look at that latency there. Exactly the same, but as you can see, you see as it goes up, then it goes up, down, then it goes down. So that's that 0.07 second, I guess that's millisecond latency, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. But it's not really a big deal if you were to be live streaming something, because obviously if that person is not there, they won't know that that millisecond, you know, is a thing. So yeah, man, what do you think about the latency? As you can see, between these two systems, they are exactly the same. Like I said, 0.7 second latency you can expect. Give me a comment down below about what you think about the latency. So yeah, man, there you have it. If you are in need of an HDMI wireless transmitter and receiver set, I think personally you should either go with the TP Mini or the TP Max. Now, if you know you're trying to use this thing in a range that is greater than 600 feet, just automatically go with the TP Max. if you don't need that big of a range, you can just save that $30 and go with the TP Mini. Now, I really like these systems because of their functionality, their size. The TP Max will be my go-to because it just fits that aesthetic of the rest of my equipment. But like I said, if the distance isn't that great, you know, save that $30, get you the TP Mini, and you will not be disappointed from the performance. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It would help my channel out. And stay tuned for more filmmaking tips, tutorials, and all the above. Until my next video, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace out.